With Hazbin Hotel coming to Amazon Prime this January and Season 2 already greenlit, I thought now would be a good time to do an everything you need to know video about the series to separate it from the lore we have in Helluva. This video will cover a lot, but if there are other particular topics you want to see me break down, let me know in the comments down below. Now, Helluva and Hazbin Hotel take place in the same world, but they are actually designed to explore very different aspects of that world's mythology. Fans who are only aware of the Hellverse from Helluva might be expecting a lot of the same types of adventures as we get in the web series, which is largely about exploring the 7 rings of hell and their rulers, the deadly sins, and the Ars Goetia. However, what a lot of fans may not know is that Blitz and Moxie were originally characters designed for Hazbin Hotel, as some of the many side characters that would have been explored in that story. After the Hazbin Hotel pilot, however, Visipop seemed to want to create a second show in the universe to keep fans entertained while trying to shop her main story of Hazbin Hotel around to various networks. Since Hazbin Hotel was already crowded with a lot of characters, it made sense that some of them could be taken and given their own show. However, if fans are expecting to see more of those rings and princes in Hazbin Hotel, they may be disappointed. As far as I can tell, the 7 Rings of Hell were a later development by Visipop designed to give Hell more areas and locations and characters to explore, specifically so that the spin-off series wouldn't touch any of the lore and material that was being saved for Hazbin Hotel. So what exactly is going to happen in Hazbin Hotel? Hell is a place with 7 different rings, each of which seems to have at least one key species native there, though other species native to various rings also seem to exist, perhaps in smaller numbers. The only exception to this appears to be the Pride Ring. While some fans speculate that the Ars Goetia as a species are native to the Pride Ring, they seem to be rather small in number even outside of the 72 named demons in the Lesser Key of Solomon. Even with their family and the other royal bird demons we see in the background, they'd still have to be a small class of demons in order to be so elite. Wrath seems to be home to imps, gluttony to hellhounds, greed to sharks, lust to succubus, envy to the deep sea demons, and sloth to the Baphomets. If there was ever some native species to the Pride Ring, it seems to have been pushed out or even to have gone extinct, as now it is the primary home to the earthborn sinners. Humans, of course, lived a normal mortal life first on Earth, and after they died, they either go to heaven or hell. Heaven seems to be hard to get into, so most human souls seem to just manifest in hell. In hell, a sinner becomes a reflection of their life on Earth, how they died, and what their sins were. While a lot of demons do seem to like the way they look overall, each demon has one key flaw that they absolutely hate about themselves, so that they are eternally unhappy with who they are in hell. This can vary, with Angel Dust simply hating his feet, despite some fans loving them according to fan mail he gets in the pilot, and others like Husk hating the fact that he's a cat-themed demon entirely. In Helluva, we mostly explore the native-born species of Hell, starting with imps, hellhounds getting a secondary focus, and the rest being explored in the background of the show and with subplots and side characters. While these are native demons to Hell, their lives are more similar to the mortal human existences up on Earth, as imps, hellhounds, and the rest of the natives are not immortal. Not only can they be killed by physical means, but they also die of old age. Each species has a different lifespan in Hell, but imps are said to have the lifespan closest to humans on Earth, though they are of course more sturdy and do seem to live a little bit longer. Now, to make sure that the plots of these beings don't overlap too much, a rule was quickly made in the Hellverse that sinners are restricted to the Pride Ring. While imps and other natives are able to travel to any ring they want, including Pride, the sinners are never allowed to leave Pride. This was something we learned from the Helluva Twitter account after episode 2 of season 1, where we first saw the green sky of Lululand and learned that there were different rings of hell other than just the Pride Ring with its red sky. Now, this keeps the sinners to the Pride Ring where the main story of Hazbin Hotel is going to take place. Helluva, of course, makes use of these sinners as well, with the IMP business being to kill humans up on Earth on behalf of the sinners in Hell who want revenge. The imps do this from Imp City, a city established for imps within the Pride Ring, and thus many sinners do manifest or for other reasons come to live in Imp City. Outside of this, however, the sinners are mostly just background characters in Helluva, with Imp City just being a sort of home location familiar to fans with its red sky, before inevitably jumping to other rings and locations to explore cool royalty. While some fans are hoping that other princes or Ars Goetia members may be saved to appear in Hazbin Hotel, I believe a lot of those concepts were developed for Helluva alongside the 7 Rings of Hell idea that the show is exploring. Instead, Hazbin Hotel seemed to have its own 2 hierarchies that it intended to explore, similar to the 7 Princes and the Ars Goetia. These are the groups I'm going to start calling the Angelic Royals, and then of course, the Overlords. Now, in Helluva Boss, the 7 princes are perhaps the highest form of royalty we will see, and fans come out in droves for any episode that introduces one of them. The Ars Goetia serve as a second, bigger hierarchy with more opportunity, but with characters that are generally of lesser importance. In Hazbin Hotel, the angelic royalty will be the leader of the 7 sins, Lucifer, as well as his wife Lilith, and the other angelic beings that they are connected to, such as Adam. This will be a smaller hierarchy of more important and epic characters in the series, I think, and episode to episode we will instead see a lot more of the secondary hierarchy in Hazbin Hotel, the Overlords. Overlords are sinners, not much different from the regular class of sinners, but Overlords have each somehow managed to come into a large amount of power in some way, often through the power of an industry that they somehow command. They are similar to the Princes of Hell in that they will each have their own cute little industry that they rule over and that shapes the way Hell and its citizens work, allowing us to explore a lot of the same ideas but with humans that have a darker, more cynical look at life than the royal princes seem to so far. Hazbin Hotel will focus mostly on the character Charlie, who is the daughter of the fallen angel Lucifer and his human wife Lilith, who are the king and queen of Hell. As such, Charlie and Lucifer and Lilith all outrank everyone else in Hell, even the other of the 7 deadly sins that Lucifer is a part of. Charlie was born in Hell long after Lucifer fell and took it over, it seems, with her being rather young for an immortal angelic being. Because she grew up in a royal home, she had all of her wants and needs taken care of, and while she became a rather sweet person, she doesn't have a full understanding of what the citizens of Hell are really going through. Each year in the Pride Ring, there is the annual extermination, an event where angels known as exorcists come down to kill as many earthborn sinners as they can to reduce the overpopulation issues that they are facing because of their immortality. To kill these immortal sinners, the exorcists use special angelic spears that permanently injure its victims as well as end their existence entirely if mortally wounded. In early live streams, VisiPop confirmed that there is no second hell that they go to after this death, but that their evil energy leaves their body and pulls up in certain parts of Hell where intense evil monsters begin to emerge. Charlie, growing up with this annual extermination, sees it as a horrible thing inflicted on her people, who she sees herself as needing to support as the Princess of Hell, as opposed to keep them prisoner as we mostly imagine in Hell with Lucifer. To combat this, she wants to turn one of her family's hotels into a rehab facility she calls the Happy Hotel, where people check in with the idea that they will learn to live a better life and get accepted into heaven. This would reduce Hell's population issues, and with enough success, could perhaps even end the annual extermination in Charlie's naive mind. No one in Hell takes this seriously, and her only patron is of course Angel Dust, the most famous adult film star in Hell. Angel, of course, is only there for the free room and board, and openly flaunts his addictions around Charlie at the hotel, as seen in the Addict music video. In addition to Angel, Charlie is surrounded by a series of other sinners who work with or around her, but who she will inevitably try to help in the same way she's trying to help Angel. There is of course Charlie's girlfriend Vaggie with her moth theme, and the overlord Alistair who controls the radio and just wants to help Charlie so that he can see her plan fail. He brings a nifty and neurotic little crazy ball who does the cleaning, and Husk, a washed up drunk who runs their bar for some reason. In the previews for the series, Serpentius was seen as being a part of the hotel as well, known previously as a wannabe overlord who was fighting with Angel's friend Cherry Bomb over the turf below the pentagram that floats above Pentagram City. Together, Charlie hopes to teach them to be better people and to get some of them into heaven, but along the way, there's going to be a lot of involvement from the overlords. Alistair himself is an overlord, and as we see in the pilot, this brings a lot of attention his way. While Alistair acts like he has no idea who Serpentius is, Serpentius definitely knows him and doesn't mind getting into a fight with him to make himself feel like one of the overlords. Other characters, overlords or not, are going to probably want to target Alistair as well, such as the overlord Vox. Vox is the overlord of television who likes to modernize his technology instead of trying to maintain his business in one form from one era of history the way Alistair does. Vox seems to be going after Alistair in various previews and comics, perhaps wanting to take his radio powers and use them to promote his bigger business brand in the modern way, taking Alistair's radio shows and perhaps making it more podcast-like and modern. Angel Dust, of course, is only the most popular adult film star in Hell thanks to Valentino, the overlord of adult films and the husband brother to Vox. This makes two very powerful overlords who have reasons to interact with and really attack the Hazbin Hotel, as both of their targets are more safe from them inside of the hotel, with Charlie literally trying to take Angel away from his industry and bring him to heaven. In addition to this, Alistair is also friends with Rosie, both of whom are seen together at a strange business meeting of various overlords, where we can see they are clearly talking about the annual extermination. Whether for or against the annual extermination, the overlords will naturally be interested in the Hazbin Hotel, which aims to shake that up and is already disrupting the status quo a bit in Hell by making the hotel a place demons can hide from their enemies with the ultimate protection of Charlie. With all of that in mind, Hazbin Hotel will be a great series, not much different from Helluva Boss, and perhaps having even greater twists and turns, as at the end of the day, Helluva Boss was a show that was really developed to fill up some time before Hazbin Hotel could get its real release. While Helluva Boss has grown to really its own epic world, I have to imagine that the stuff Vizipop saved for Hazbin Hotel is going to be even more epic. But what do you guys think, and what other breakdowns do you want to see for Hazbin Hotel before the series airs this January? Let me know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time.